What's up, Boss Fam? It's your boy DJ the Boss, and I am back. I appreciate everybody who's with me already, man. I'm kicking it today for the last time in the shop that I have been calling home to my business for the last 4 years. So I figured I would end it with one last Q&A for the Cleaning Boss family and the realest cleaning business community on the internet, man. So shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for always rocking with me, especially in this new space that we've been in. And yeah, I'm hoping I can bring as much value as I possibly can, as always. But what better way to end it than to just end it kicking it with my people. So shout out to everybody who's already here, already in the chat. If you're here, man, say what up. Glad to see everybody. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Assure Comfort Cleaning, always in the building. Thank you. See you, big dog. So we got James Racing. I see you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Boss family. Hope everyone is out there killing it. Hope everyone's out there getting their money, running it up, running a bag up. Hopefully the start of the year 2025 is off to a fantastic start for y'all. I need y'all to give me a sound check, though. Y'all know how it is with these mics and me and the sound in this location. Hopefully that will not be the case when we move. James Racing says from New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand, man. That's quite a ways away. What's the weather like out there? That's a new one. I don't think I've ever even planned on traveling to New Zealand. Mama Do says it sounds good. Good. So we got some good audio quality. Hopefully everything is copacetic for everybody. We got Detroit in the building. Shout out to the D. I appreciate y'all. Thank everybody for hopping on. But in keeping up with the theme of today is I want to talk about kind of the logistics and having an office space. Of course, I want to answer whatever questions you guys got. So if you got questions, feel free to hit me up in the chat, ask whatever you want to know. It's kind of the purpose of these lives is that you get to talk to me directly in real time. I'm not ducking no questions, ain't ducking no smoke. I don't got nothing to sell you. You guys know I have links and stuff in the description if you want to figure out how to support the channel monetarily. But I come to try to bring you as much value as I can for absolutely free based off of my experience in the industry, and I am still in the industry. I think that's one of the biggest differences between my channel and a lot of other channels is because I am still in this. I am still in the grind with you, man. I am still running my cleaning business every day. It is my job. That is my primary job. It is my primary source of income, not YouTube. So a lot of the other channels and the other coaching and the courses and things that people have to sell you. Like I have some of that stuff for people who learn in those ways, and there's nothing wrong with learning that way if you learn that way. But I think it's cool to be able to take in information from different types of people and from people within your industry, people who are educators in your industry. It's good to know what all of these entities are saying about the space that you're in. So subscribe to all of them. Take in all of the information. That's a free way, a free system that you can set up for pulling in the information from your industry, subscribing to the channels that are related to your industry, like this one. So if you are not subscribed and you are watching this, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This is one of the best channels that you can, for the reasons that I just listed previously. I'm still in this. I'm still doing this business with you, right here with you. And yeah, we're in this together, man. I've been in business probably for the last 8 years, which we're about to talk about in a second. But yeah, it's been a great run, and 4 of the last 8 years have been in this office space right here. As I look around, and we're getting ready to pack things up, man, and start unplugging things, and the computer and the internet and all of that stuff gets unplugged tomorrow. By the end of today, we should have a good bit of the space in boxes. So it's been it's bittersweet, bitter because you work hard on things. Those of you who know, those of you who have office spaces, and you grow a connection to these places for whatever reason. We spend a lot of time here. Often we spend a lot of more time in our workplaces than we do in our homes or with our actual family. So these places, become homes away from homes. And I've been blessed enough to be able to that my business is in a position to where I can afford to be in a space that I can fully dedicate to my business. There's nothing like it. Nothing like having a space to go where you can, fully focus and fully dedicate yourself to your craft and dedicate yourself to making money and to, bettering your business and making things better and providing value for other people. A lot goes into it, and it's bitter because you it's not like I'm not going out of business, but I love this spot. I love being here. I'm tied to I'm emotional about the memories that I created here, and the history that was created in my business. All happened, everything from the last 4 years or so happened in these walls. So, all of these videos under these lights, all of the editing at this desk and at this computer, all of my meetings and interviews and, everything has kind of happened within these walls. So it's bitter to see it go, but sweet because I know that it means we are growing and we're on to bigger and better things. So I can't wait to unveil a new space for you guys and take you on that journey as well as I've done my entire journey. That I've documented my entire process from the day one of my first client, me being homeless, getting my first check, finally moving into my first, my apartment on my own under my business's dime. You guys have watched me go from running my business out of the trunk of my car. In those first videos, it was just me in the Malibu and all of my cleaning supplies in the trunk of my car. That's one of the things that they don't tell you about business, especially this business when you get started, is there's no clear cut and dry way to map out the logistics for yourself. It kind of just, you kind of just do what works in the beginning. And it's that get it how you live part that kind of filters out the people who really aren't trying to do this. Because, yeah, it's nice. Everybody wants to have your fleet of trucks and you want to look like Molly Maids or Janny Pro or Janny King or whatever and have, all the fleet of trucks with their name on it. And that may be the path that you should be on. But in the beginning, how do you get there? What does it look like when you're just starting out before you have the business credit to go and order a fleet of trucks or vans, or before you have the structure in place? How does that look? What do those logistics look like? How do I get my people and my supplies to and from these locations? And that was a major hurdle to get over. But yeah, it started for me. The path that I took it started from the trunk of my car. I was doing all the cleaning, so supplies stayed with me in the trunk of my car until I found locations that allowed me to leave my supplies in their location. A lot of these buildings, as I've talked about before, they have their janitor's closet, they have their everything that, their spaces dedicated for cleaning supplies in these commercial buildings. They're built with maintenance in mind. So there's space for that, especially in these larger accounts. So if you are getting clients that don't have spaces dedicated for janitors or dedicated for maintenance, then you might be targeting a little bit too small of accounts. Maybe you should try going for some bigger fish, swinging a little bit harder and seeing if you can grab a bigger account, because most of these big facilities and big businesses, somewhere in the facility, when they designed this building, they had maintenance and keeping the property and property upkeep in mind. So you may not even need something like a trunk of your car, or what my next option was in my journey was my storage unit. So a lot of you guys were watching my videos during the storage unit era. I went from the trunk of my car, then I decided that it was just too much. I also had a lot of supplies in my house. Things kind of were just stacked up in my kitchen, and I had supplies stacked up in my same shelves that I have now, a different version of them, but in my kitchen, until that supply started to run into my living room and started to take up space in my personal life. And that's when I decided that we need to do something different. I need to do something different. And also, at that time, my first couple of employees, although they were close to me, they were coming to my house to get supplies. I had no other way to get supplies to them. And when it became too frequent, I decided, I was like, okay, there's got to be a better way. And then I started using storage units. So the very first thing that my business under its name rented or paid for on a monthly basis, as far as space is concerned, was for our first storage unit. And I ran my business out of the storage unit for probably about a year and a half, and that worked perfectly. But we found a 24-hour storage unit, and that allowed for me to give out access codes to to the employees that would have access and needed to go in and refill supplies or restock supplies, and it just worked. It just worked beautifully. I didn't even think of getting an office space until I felt like I needed more space to work, until I felt like I needed a space to get things done and to be able to fully focus on what I was doing, because I got into the habit of like, I would be at home, I'd be, maybe making some calls, maybe making some marketing materials, doing some email, and then the doorbell would ring, or I would notice that the dishes needed to get done, or something else in the house would happen that would just kind of move my attention to away from what I knew I should have been focusing on. On top of the fact, we were growing a little bit faster, and I was needing to interview employees at a little bit faster of a rate, and we're already dealing with people kind of flaking out of interviews. And in my head, I made it that it was about the professionalism. Like, there wasn't enough professionalism in my company's presentation to attract good employees. So when I would say things like, "Hey, let's meet at a coffee shop," and some of those did work, and I did meet employees at coffee shops or at Starbucks and things like that, and have interviews. I've met my employees at locations that they would be staffed at to have interviews, and I've used my clients' office spaces and things like that. But I still felt like there needed to be a step up in professionalism, and that's kind of when I started thinking about, hey, maybe I should look into what it's going to cost to get an office, and to see if it's something that my business can actually afford. And so that kind of started that journey. It's a process. It's a step. I allowed my business to kind of grow me out of each of those steps. It grew out of the trunk of my car into my house, so I'm back and forth to my house, and then out of my house into this storage unit, and then until it became a hassle for people to have to go to the storage unit. I had a lot of female workers back then, so especially late at night, the young women didn't want to be at a storage unit at 2 or 3 in the morning. It just, some of them didn't feel as comfortable, and so I wanted my employees to feel comfortable. It came from caring about my employees and wanting to have a dedicated space to dedicate to my own work and to my craft. So we moved from that storage unit into our first office. Some of you guys may remember where my first good bit of videos were from, the start of the whole Planet Fitness journey, and those type of accounts, where my business really started to grow, and we finally started to hit the 7-figure mark. But yeah, that office, think out in Mount Lake Terrace near our big gym client. But it was cool. Once we moved in, it was really awesome to see what it was like to have a dedicated place to go to and to work, and for employees to come in, potential employees to come and see your business, and to make that impression on them, and to have them feel that sense of professionalism that is walking into someone's establishment. So it goes a long way. We had a lot less flakes of people not showing up for interviews. When people didn't show up for interviews, it didn't bother us as much because we were already going to be in the office anyway. But it was cool. It was absolutely awesome. And to go from being homeless to being in a place where not only am I paying for my own residence, but now I'm paying for a place for my business to exist and for my business to live. It felt really good. And I think that feeling isn't, I don't think that would just feel good for me. I think any of us who've been able to put our business in a place where it can sustain itself, on its own, and have its own 4 walls up around it, we all feel some extreme pride. And if you can get to that level, you should feel extremely proud of yourself, because I did, and I still do, even though we're not in that office anymore. So we had the cyber attack in that office. COVID happened. We went back to a storage unit for a little while. So there was the up and down, and that's okay. That happens in business. Just are you going to refocus and reattack the same game plan? And we did after right before COVID, we found this place to move the business into. We went back into the storage unit for maybe another 4 or 5 months, and then we moved to here. So where we've been for the last 4 years, and that time flew by so quick. But moving into this location, we're prime, right across the street from the ideal client that I've wanted since I started in this industry, right across the street from the Boeing airfield. and right on Muckleteal Speedway. Lots of foot traffic, lots of food and restaurants in the area. Really easy to get to, really close to where I live. Uh, it's been absolutely amazing being here. It's been really cool. It's been a cool spot to have, and it's bigger than our previous space. So I was able to start my media company on the backside. You guys know my cleaning business office stuff is in the front, and I do all of my recording and video stuff back here. Where we've done work for brands like Uber, 7-Eleven, McDonald's. Like we've done crazy business, mortgage brokers, real estate companies, things like that. We've made content for all those people in this office, in this studio. Private things for models and families and all kinds of stuff here. I've been able to make all kinds of wonderful connections in the community. It's brought me a lot closer to the people in the community. It's been amazing. And having an office can do things like that. It can really cement you into a community, and that in turn can turn into a lot more revenue for you. So, but I'm gonna get off my soapbox, man. I really want to get in here and chit chat with y'all and hang out with the community. So, but yeah, put some thought into it. Don't just jump into an office just because it seems like a cool idea. Make sure you're ready for it before you do it. But it can be something that, if you're the type of person who having that overhead or having that pressure of having to pay that bill every month, that overhead of having your water, sewer, garbage, electric, and the rent for a place to hold your business, if that pressure is going to push you to work harder and to make sure that you can sustain that, then yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. There's nothing like having your own space, like your business having its own space. There's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. I love it, and it only gets better and better. If we all look at pictures and in mock-ups of what we would think our dream office or our dream space would be like, and we put these different designs together, and it's cool when you actually get to start putting that stuff together in real life. So, but great things to come, man. Can't wait to show you all the new space. But yeah, we are moving. Today is the last day in this space. So, but shout out to y'all, man. Let's get into the comments, see who's in here. Student of Review TV, I see you, big dog. Always in the building. Florida in the building. Let's see. Travis Bailey says, bro is back. I am. Most definitely. Never left. I'm always here, man. Y'all can always go and follow me on IG or TikTok at Cleaning Boss Family. Super active over there. I try to post as much as I can. But that's a place where you guys can DM me. I'm usually very, very responsive. I've been back to answering on the comments in the comment section, so leave comments on the videos. If there's a topic that I haven't covered yet and you guys want to hear me talk about it, then yeah, leave a comment, ask a question. I'll try to make a video reply for you, and we'll make a video out of it for everybody, and try to bring as much value as we can. Let's see who else we got in here. The dog says, what's good, boss? I see you, man. Gen X Facility Services, that's my girl. I see you. Everybody in here, Lamar Winfrey, I see you. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate y'all being here. Finally caught alive. I know, man. You guys got any questions, man? Get them in the comment section. Let me know what's going on. Are you thinking about getting an office? Do you have an office? What's it been like for you? I want to talk to some people, man. Let me know what your experiences are. And keep going through some of these comments. Let's see. Karen Denton says, hey, bosses, what up? Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate it. Karen Denton, I think you have an office space. What is it like for you? She says it's a great feeling. Absolutely 100. Yeah, it's an amazing feeling having your own space to come into and and get work done. I can block everything out, block all of the rest of the world out. It's a no excuses zone. It's a no excuses area, because when you got to pay for this space, you got people to provide for. There's stuff to do. There's work to be done. You got to make this money. So when you get in here, it's time to work. There's nothing like having a space that's fully dedicated for you to work. Let's see. Gen X Food Services says, see, I knew you was moving on up. Yeah, man, yeah. What is, like, I don't know what it is. I made the same post on my personal Facebook that I was sad that I was leaving this office, so that my we were going to be closing our doors to the public because we had to shut down the media studio to the public, and I made a post on my IG, just that I'm sad that we're leaving this office, and everyone was like overly sad, like more sad than me. Then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait, do y'all think I'm going out of business? Do you just think I've like lost no, I'm just moving. I'm moving. In my personal life, I'm moving houses, and my lease is up here, and I just don't want to renew. I don't want to be I don't want to deal with the people that I'm dealing with for this place anymore. And so 4 years is enough time for me to have made that decision. So I'm just leaving this office space. We will be somewhere new. Don't worry. The business isn't going anywhere. I'm not out of business. G-Co Commercial Cleaning is still up and running and healthy. Nine Media is still up and running and healthy. Nine Media does take a big hit, but since it pretty much survives off of the back of my cleaning company, it really doesn't matter. But still going to be providing services in both businesses. Nothing changes for the most part, except for this little time period of where I'm going to be moving everything to a different location. So, but yeah, not it's sad, but not that sad. Let's see what else we got in here. Marco Pavone says, just want to say hi and thanks for all your good advice and content. Keep working hard every day, my friend. I'm going to try, man. That's the plan. That is most definitely the plan. That is most definitely the plan. And keep working hard every single day. Speaking of working hard every day, the app makes improvements every single day. So if you have not tried the Cleaning Boss app, go ahead and give it a try. You can manage your locations and your employees all from your phone. It is absolutely amazing. And now we have a integration with QuickBooks and Intuit. So check that out. If you want to learn more about the Cleaning Boss app, go to www.mycleaningboss.com. And yeah, you can schedule a demo and see how it works and see if it's something that can help your business operations run a little bit more smoother by automating everything. But yeah, again, that's mycleaningboss.com. Let's see. James Rayson says, I have to leave to clean soon. I have 2 questions I've always wanted to ask. My first one is, do you sell Mondays and Fridays? It depends on the season. Like we kind of base everything off sales history. And so we'll look on the trends on the time of the year and our track record, especially if we're running some of the same campaigns or same scripts in terms of cold calling, our email campaigns. If those things haven't changed much or haven't been updated, then we can rely a little bit more on the data, on the historical data for that particular season. So if early in the year, January, February, which is usually a slower time for cleaning business and new contracts, or at least for me anyway, if we typically have no success over this entire quarter on Mondays and Fridays, then we'll probably turn down marketing efforts on those particular days. Usually I will advise like sales staff to try to experiment with new things, but I will make adjustments based on the data. I won't go completely to zero just in case. I don't like going completely to zero on any of our marketing or sales efforts because I always want some data to be able to look back on and to be able to be doing enough volume to be able to rely on the data. But I do actually rely on that data so that we're not pouring money into things that aren't working. And so more of that money is available for the marketing efforts that are working and the customer acquisition costs that we have already labeled as profitable. So, but then again, we always have a small portion of the budget allotted to pretty much experiment that we expect to go to zero or in things that we just want to stay consistent in. But that's an awesome question. Thanks for asking. Did I answer 1 or 2 questions? I want to make sure I get both of your questions before we lose you. Yeah, that was only 1 question. So you said you wanted to ask 2 questions and I only got 1. But my first one is, all right, we'll get to your next question in a little bit. Hopefully that one answers your question. But generally, yes, I do sell on Mondays and Fridays. Less Fridays, definitely on Mondays. But yeah, more based on historical data for that particular quarter, based on the years prior. Let's see. AD Alex 08 says, "What are ways to raise more capital for your business?" Excellent question. There's a number of ways that you can raise capital. So depending on the type of services that you provide or who you provide those services for, which is again another reason to niche down and to decide who it actually is that you're servicing, you can apply for tons of grants. There's a lot of grants that kind of just go unused, but go to sba.gov/grants or check on these government grant websites and apply and fill out these applications for these grants, especially the ones that you feel actually apply to you. But yeah, it takes some work, but you can apply for those grants. Also, work on building your business credit. Take the time to actually go through setting up these trade lines and using these vendor credit lines so that you actually build up your business credit. And then when you get to the point where you have actual regular business credit, or you have these credit lines through your typical Amex, Visa, MasterCard, and things like that, and you're able to open those credit lines freely, and you build that credit up, that's another way of funding your business, is through your business's credit. So you have grants, you have your own business credit, and my favorite way of funding your business is sales. Go sell. Go and sell. You don't really need a whole lot to sell in this business. That's going to be the number one way. All the other creative ways of financing, whether you do invoice factoring, if you can also invoice factor, which I don't recommend because they'll pretty much charge you an arm and a leg. But what that is someone will loan you the money that you have coming to you in invoices or in contracts. So but you will pay a premium and a percentage on that as well. But those are all ways where you can get big cash influxes. You can take an investment or from someone and give up a percentage of your revenue. There's tons of ways where you can build capital, put money into the business. But the only way that actually matters, and the only way that actually means anything for your business, is sales. Can you sell? At the end of the day, however you get money, you're gonna have to sell. You're gonna have to collect money at a profit from people that in exchange for your service. So fundraising, all that stuff's cool. I can go deeper on that if you want, but the number one way is going to be to sell, and to sell profitably. Because what do you need money for? If you sell and if you do a good job at selling and you bill up front, then you don't need the money for anything. Once they give you the money, you get to buy whatever supplies that you need in order to get the job done, whether that's for a one-time job or monthly janitorial work. And there's always ways to adjust your cash flow to be able to afford the things that you need to afford in your business. And you can always do some creative financing as well, but sales is going to be the answer. If you're not selling, you don't have a business. All these loans and credit and anything that you'd have to pay back, all that stuff will tank your business if you never sell and actually make any money. A lot of people think that, I'm going to get this money and put the money into sales, and I'm going to buy ads, and that's not how that works. That, like, if you aren't good at running ads, all that money that you're putting into running ads is just going to go to zero, and that's not going to be profitable. So you need to be good at selling, be good at creating customers. Then you put money behind the things that are already working. You don't put money into something that's not working. You don't your business isn't getting any revenue, or no one's looking at your business. And so you just throw a bunch of money at either Facebook, Google, or LinkedIn or whatever, and think that that's going to solve your problems and going to bring you customers. That's not going to bring you customers. You need to be good at getting customers. Then you put the gasoline on the fire. Money is the gasoline for that fire, the fuel that you put onto it. Lamar Winfrey with the 99 cent, the $1 super chat. I thank you so much. That is love. I appreciate you. A big round of applause for Lamar Winfrey. Thank you so much. All that helps, man. I appreciate every cent of it. But yeah, nothing's gonna save you other than sales. And sales can fix a lot of business issues and problems in your business. So be selling. Selling is the way to go. Selling is gonna solve everything. It's the only thing that's gonna solve your problems, especially your cash flow problems. You need more money, close more clients, and ask them for the money that they owe you, for your services. But hopefully that answers your question. Uh, but yeah, I'm always gonna lean towards the tough love side and guide you to making a real business. Make a real business like that. Everything else is financial arbitrage. Cool. Even if you can get a loan, build some credit, you do some business, close some deals, and then not be profitable, and maybe still pay yourself a salary, and your business just isn't profitable after your salary. Cool. Maybe you can play that game of financial arbitrage, but why? For what? Like, I don't know. Cool. If that's what you want to, if that's how you want to go about building business or making a living, then cool. I kind of, I don't have anything to say about that. That's, to each his own. I would rather build a successful business. I would rather my business be able to make money and pay me, and and my business not be at risk of going out of business at every turn or at every hiccup, because we're stretched so thin. So be able to make money. That's what the business is. It should be able to create money for you. Contrary to popular belief, it does not take money to make money. You make money. That's it. Your business should make you money. You selling your services is what makes you money. That's what brings money into your business. Let's see. Where was I in these comments? Here we go. Raising more capital. Oh, here we go. Karen Denton says my office space turned out to be now my 3-story building. That's what I'm talking about. That's how it happens. You end up just growing and growing and growing. Yeah, that's super dope. And I bet it feels freaking amazing when you remember where you started and now you get to walk up 3 flights of floors worth of your business. Like that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. From soaps, from cleaning dirt, from scrubbing toilets. Let's see. Gen X says, I've been thinking about it, but just to decorate it, put up some motivational pictures. My storage is up to $200 per month, but square office space is $300. Only downfall I have to clutter my garage. Yeah, I mean, it's a jump sometimes. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a jump, but yeah, when you're paying for storage, like you're pretty much almost there to like the cost of what it's going to cost you to be at in a private office. The second you need a little bit more space in a storage facility, like you start to come across that smaller office, or at least single, like a single person office. It's probably around the same price, and honestly makes your business look a little bit better, look a little bit more put together, look a little bit more professional. So once you're right there, and once your costs start getting close to those rent prices, that's a good sign that it might be time to maybe move yourself into a dedicated workspace and start freeing up your personal life from your business life. That's what's gonna help you the most is keeping your personal separate from your work. That makes it so much easier to keep your finances separate, to keep your work situation and all your work, your computer, your desk, and everything that you have for work separate from your personal life. So it's easier to disengage and go back to being you for your family, after when work is over with. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. It's absolutely awesome. I don't think it's required. I don't think everyone needs it. I think if it's something that you feel is going to benefit you, it might be worth looking into, especially if you already have expenses for your business and for things to be stored somewhere. Might as well have a place to go, or for your employees to go or meet you. Dion says, you are the GOAT when it comes to this game. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I try my best to provide as much value as I can when I'm here for you guys. And, that's all I can do, man. This industry has been good to me. And I can't ask for much more. I'm blessed. It's put me in, taking me out of the worst position I've ever been in my life, and put me into some of the best positions I've ever been in my life. So I've got no complaints. I've got nothing but value to give and want for to see other people make it as well. That's it. I'm not like saying that I am just perfect and can make no mistakes and my business is just so much better than everyone's business, because it's never been about that. Like, people only even started to hear me mention revenue in specific numbers about my business just in the last 5 or 6 months. I like until 5 or 6 months ago, no one really knew exactly a number of how much I was making or how big my company was or what was in my pockets, because that was never something that I shared, because it was never something that I felt was important. Because once I realized that I was able to take care of myself and that I wasn't money stressed anymore, the fight was over. The fight is over. Everything else is kind of just your ambition level. If they what does your ambition want? How far do you actually want to take it? How hard are you willing to work to get to whatever level, whatever your dream level is? That's a matter of you thing. But just getting out of that impoverished section, just getting out of that homelessness, just getting out of that depression of not knowing where your next meal is going to come from or where you're going to sleep. Just getting out of that was enough, more than enough. It's more than enough, absolutely more than enough. And it should be for you too. Like everyone's so, yes, cool, want to be a millionaire, want to save millions and millions of dollars and buy your big fancy dream home. Yeah, want to have those ambitions, but understand, like, you gotta be okay with where you're at in order to get there. There's no way you're gonna work. There's no way you're gonna put in the amount of work that's required to get there if you're just unhappy. If you're like you have to be willing to at least be where you are. You don't have to be satisfied, but you have to at least accept where you are, to acknowledge where you are, so that you know what to work on to get to the next level. Which is why I love business. It breaks you down. It really forces you to look at yourself, because you're not going to skip steps. The business is only going to grow as fast as you grow. It grows at the competency of the owner. That's exactly how fast the business grows, at the competency of the owner. So you have to grow in order for the business to grow, which is why I love it. I love it so much. But that's what it's about. It's not about making millions and millions of dollars. It's about being able to provide for yourself and being able to show yourself that you can provide for other people. You can build enough value to create freedom in your life so that you can do whatever it is that you want. So you can be there for your family or decide to work until the day's end, whatever your ambition points you towards. So I love this industry, and that's why I'm here. So when it's seen and when people acknowledge it, it means the world to me, because it means that I've done what I came here to do. I've accomplished my goals. So I appreciate that, Dion, and I wish you the best, man. I hope everything is going well for you. I hope you're out here killing it. I'm cheering for you, man. I'm cheering for you. I promise y'all, no one's cheering for you harder than me. Very few people, especially in like within your industry, like other people are so competitive now. Like they think they have such a scarcity mindset that someone else's success takes away from yours. What? That means you're not paying attention at all. You're not really out here working. Because if you're out here working and you really research and look at how many different businesses there are and different business types there are and different people that need your service and how few people actually want to do the work to get the job done, there's so much work out here. You could never do it all. You could absolutely never even come close to touching it all. So why would I care that this person made 10 million or this person made 12 million or that person made 20 million, whether they're next door to me or 40 miles down the road or 40 states over? It doesn't matter. It does not affect you one bit. There is so much out here for everybody. You just got to get out here and get it your own way. And that's the difference maker is, the people who get out here and figure it out for themselves. They figure it out for themselves, and everyone else kind of just thinks that, oh, this person was lucky or this person was in the right place at the right time, or no, these people put in the work. Yes, some people do get lucky, but either way you got to get out here and put in the work. How do I send login or a link for the employees to download my Cleaning Boss? So when you're inside of Cleaning Boss, you go click on the icon all the way to on the bottom right for your employees. And when you go to add employees, once you type in their name and email address in that little field and you hit save, it sends them an email to get logged in. They can go ahead and get logged in. I believe you can either even set a password for them, and you can just give them their password and tell them to log in with their email. Or once you just hit save after typing in their name and email, it'll send them an email for them to go ahead and get logged in. And then that's it. A simple onboarding process. Super, super easy to get your employees logged in and checked into Cleaning Boss. And that works the same for whether they're subcontractors. You can just put their name, the company name, type in whoever the contact person, whoever's going to be, running, checking into accounts for that company, whoever's going to be the user using that admin account. You use that email and they log in, and they're able to check in when they get to locations. They're able to see their checklist. They're able to submit before and after pictures and all of that stuff. So, super, super easy to use. Definitely let me know if you guys have any questions. If you don't know how to use Cleaning Boss, or you want to learn more, or if you want to check it out and have it shown if you want to see how it works before you try it out or you start your free trial, then schedule a demo. You can schedule a demo on mycleaningboss.com. Right next to the login sign up button, there's a schedule a demo button. So you can pick a time that works best for you and see how it can work for you. But yeah, definitely go check it out. See what other questions we got today. James Grayson says, is there a better marketing strategy? Walk-ins and ask for the owner, cold calls or cold emails? I'm better face-to-face than cold calls at the moment. Better is, that's subjective. Better is going to be subjective. There's no, what are you good at? What are you going to, what's better for you? So face-to-face, if you're more comfortable and you're better face-to-face, that's probably what you're going to have the best results in. And that's probably going to be the path for you to take. And you can work on that system and making that system better and better and better and better. And that be the primary one that you focus on. There's not like it's going to be better for you. Like if you were better on the phone, then I would tell you, hey, make a bunch of cold calls. If you were better at writing copy, then I would say, yeah, email is probably going to be the way, or direct messaging is probably going to be the way. What better is, it's going to be what you're best at. If you're not good at writing copy, then no, it doesn't matter what the trend is with email. It's not going to be the best thing for you because you're not good at writing copy. I'm not talking to you directly. I'm just as an example. But if face-to-face is what you're good at, then focus on making that system something that you can predict how often you're going to win on. Map out your route. Go through your X number of doors that you're going to knock on, or people that you're going to talk to. You're going to talk to your 100 people. Out of those 100 people, how many did you get to say yes? And now you have a number to work on as far as to how many people you need to talk to per day in order to get whatever result it is that you want, whether it's 2 clients a month, 3 clients a month, or 4 clients a month. Now you have a number that you can start at least to base your efforts off of. But in recording that system is what you need to do. It's just record what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're saying, what is causing you to have success, and you write that down. That becomes your system, and that is what you pass down to your employees, so that when people come into your business who work for you in this particular department, if that's sales, if they're coming in to take over sales for you, as that becomes too much, then now they have a system that they can follow, made by you, created by the successes that you've seen from doing it yourself. And so then you continue to critique and to improve that system over time. And so that becomes what makes your business different. That's why you can't just copy off of anyone's business, because like if you build your business that way, you become known as the company who does these incredible presentations and in-person pitches and in-person introductions of their business. And that ends up being how people know you, as opposed to being the company that, oh, that's the company from the funny commercial, or that's the company from whatever. It just becomes how you do business. It becomes how you get your client. And so if you end up being able to price your services differently, either more or less expensive because of that, that's your competitive edge. That's something that makes you different. That's something that you're good at and that you get to lean on. Other businesses won't be able to do that or recreate that, because it's yours. It's something that came from you. And every business is going to have that, because every owner is different, and every person trying to solve these problems thinks about them differently. So approach these things with a little bit of individualism in mind. Everything is not going to be a cookie cutter, templated, thing for you to do. So the better marketing strategies are going to be the things that you are better at, that you have higher skill in. So not talking to you anymore, but I do want to address this. For some reason, people think that you just don't need any skills. You need skills. You're going to have to be good at something. Everyone's trying to avoid working hard or working to be good at, you have to be good at something. You're not going to get through business. You're not going to build a business. You're not going to become a great CEO if you're not great at anything. You're going to have to get good at something, whether that's creating systems and delegating work, or whether you're super good at sales, or whether you're just really good at marketing or storytelling. At some point, you're going to have to be good at something, and it's going to have to rely on your skills. There's no, you're not going to climb this corporate ladder, get to multi-millions of dollars, and you have zero skills. That just doesn't happen. If it was that easy, if you could just do it with zero skills, I promise you, everybody would already be doing it. Everybody would be great. Everybody would already be deca millionaires. But they're not, because it's difficult and you need skills. You need to go through the process of earning those skills and building those skills. But it's not going to happen without it. It hurts me when people kind of just are looking for the template, like there's some answer, like there's some secret to doing this business thing, like someone's just holding the secrets from you, like, oh, they don't want to tell me the secrets to how they're doing business. And goofy, we're working. I'm good at it. That's why. It's not, I didn't figure something out. I don't know some secret. I'm good at it. Get good at it. Let's see what other questions we got. It says, I've been thinking of renting storage unit for an office space, rent a space with Regis. I haven't made a solid decision on which space to rent from. If I rent a storage unit, it'll have electric. Yeah, good idea. I mean, yeah, so that's how it starts. You start going into deciding what it is better for you at the time. I've done the whole Regis office thing, or the WeWork spaces and things like that. You kind of just weigh your options and see what works best for you, and that's how you make that decision. Cost wise and logistics wise, think of how it's gonna be perceived to the public, and what other things that you can maybe do if you were to spend a little extra money. Would it take you any extra work? But it's just something to consider. But I'm always for the office space if you're the type of person who pressure is going to make work. If you kind of fold under pressure and you're not sure, then yeah, I would hold off on it. But if having to show up for something, to having that bill that's going to come regardless is going to make you actually get up and hustle, then I'm always for the office and pushing to get into the office space. Let's see. Steve Jones says everything works until it doesn't. I love it. So if Nathaniel Reyes says, if I am just starting registering my business under a virtual address, how can you get Google local business verified, or is that only feasible with a brick and mortar location? So, I mean, you can have a virtual address or a real address, but you don't have to give your address, your physical address doesn't have to be public. So generally cleaning businesses are service-based business. So Google doesn't really care too much about the physical address of your business, but you set a service area radius, a service radius. So generally your service radius is going to be somewhere related to your geographic, where you are geographically, but it also can not be. So like where I am here in my office, I have several service radiuses, but from here it's a 33-mile radius from this particular office. And so Google does use that information because I have a physical office and I have a brick and mortar location, and that does help with SEO. But even before then, I was still able to rank number one, because these searches were happening in my service radius. You don't have to put your home address. So even if you're using your home address or a virtual address, neither one of those addresses need to be public. Neither one of those, just Google just has to know where your business is located. So for reporting purposes, but you don't have to have that information public facing. Hopefully I hope that clears things up. And you don't need that to be Google verified. So you get Google verified, and then you set your service radius as what is shown publicly. All that stuff you can control. You don't have to show people your address. Let's see. The dog says, when you first started LLC, did you put it in personal address if you didn't have an office yet? Yeah, it's your address. The business license belongs to you. The business is just going to be wherever you are. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have to start where you are. But yeah, you use your act, but you don't have to publicize your personal address. You only need it for like billing purposes for the most part. And even then, a lot of times you really only need like a city, state, and zip code. But yeah, it doesn't have to be on your Google business profile that you're with your home address on it. No, it'll show your company, and it'll show a service radius in this area, which is another reason why SEO is important, especially in the beginning. When you don't have brick and mortar to rely on the Google Maps feature to kind of place you in searches, it means SEO is important. It's even more so important because you're keyword heavy and location keyword heavy as well. See, Robert Wallenfer says, do you do any residential cleaning, or are you mostly commercial? I am strictly commercial. I do zero residential cleaning. I do not like going into people's houses. Just not something I enjoy. So try to speed run through the rest of these. I got to get out of here. I got basketball practice. If you guys follow me on Instagram or on my personal Facebook or on my AAU teams my AAU basketball team's Instagram page, you'll see that we made it to state yet again for the third season in a row. So I'm super proud of my boys. We've had a rough season this year. It's been the toughest season so far that I've had with them. Taking some L's, some lessons learned. But we went up north, almost to Canada, to the Martin Luther King tournament up in Bellingham, and was able to earn our ticket to state, and by getting second place in that tournament. So the boys went out there and played their butts off, and super proud of them. We got practice. We got a couple more league games that we're going to use to get ready for this state championship competition. See if we can at least make it to the semifinals in the state competition. So if y'all know anything about Seattle hoops, man, we got some hoopers out here, and the competition is thick. So a lot of people sleep on Washington, but man, do your research, man. Nate Robinson, Paul Banchero, Jamal Crawford, there's a hoop history out here. Zach Levine, up north here by me, there's a lot of hoop history out here. So they love their basketball, and I'm deeply woven into the community. But that's what I got to do immediately after here. I wish I could stay all night, but you guys know we got to start packing this place up, man. It's the last live stream, last Q&A session in this building. So let's try to get it in. See, Miguel Laura says, "Hey DJ, good to see you back." It's good to be back, man. Thank you. It's really good to be back in my community. I love y'all. Have you dealt with payroll challenges in your businesses? If so, what did you do? Yeah, I mean, all kind of be more specific than that. There's all kind of payroll issues. There's missing paying quarterly payroll taxes, and you get in trouble with L&I. There's tax, trying to figure out how to guide people through the W-2, W-4 process and that whole thing. There's been switching softwares from ADP and to Intuit and Squarespace payroll. I think I used Square Payroll for a while. But I've had all kinds of headaches and trying to figure out how to deal with your state agencies for reporting and withholdings and stuff like that. It's all a headache, but it's you learn it, you go through it, and then you have the knowledge, and you just kind of keep going. It's all a part of business. It's just all a part of it. But yeah, there's always some issue to deal with. Hopefully, payroll is not an issue very often, but yeah, it does happen. And if it and if I don't know if your question is about like not having money to cover payroll. That's never happened to me. I've never not been able to cover payroll because I bill up front. That's because I start the money that I start off with all the money that I'm going to need for the month. So, 'cause I collect my money up front from the clients. That way I have all the money I need to pay my employees. Just want to get out of the rat race. Yep, that's it. Got to get off the rat race. Start having your money, work for itself. Start setting up systems for work to get done without you there, and you to get paid for it. And then you just keep stacking those on top of each other until you have enough income to support yourself. Adam M says, "Do you recall what year in the business did you really start scaling up, getting more accounts? I've done great for my first year, but man, it's not easy getting these accounts. No, it's not easy. Yeah, you get better and better and better, and that's what's hard. There's not really like a time. Like it's like ask. It's so hard. That's a difficult one to say. You're trying things and you're trying things and you're learning things, and you're seeing things that work and you're seeing things that kind of work. And when something doesn't work, you kind of know why it didn't work, and then you try it again, but you change something, then you realize you changed a little bit too much. So it's like I don't know. That's a hard one. Uh, it's like yeah, I don't know. You just get better and better. You just kind of get better and better and better. It's slow at first. It's all exponential. It's really slow at first, but your consistency. Stay consistent in your efforts and keep trying to get better, and you will get better. And after a while, you look up and you're somewhere else. It's hard to say that you start just really scaling up. Like it's never like that. Business is not just a linear like you go straight up all the time. That's not realistic. It's going to be up and down. You're going to make some money some years. Something might happen a year, you might lose money, or a global pandemic happens and you lose 70%, or you have to fire 13 people in one day, and now you're scrambling. So business is up and down. It's not always just a exponential growth curve, but you grow. You learn and you grow constantly. So you become a better businessman over time, so that these things and these variances affect your business less, because you know how to handle them and you know how to deal with them, because you've been through things and you've reacted to these different situations, or you've seen things happen, or you've seen things happen to other businesses. So it's not necessarily like when you start scaling up. Like I wouldn't even know how that. I guess that's going to be different for everybody, of what they're looking for when they think of scaling up, or what they think of success. It's going to be a little bit different for everybody. But for me, I felt successful the day I was able to sign a lease and not be homeless anymore. So that was all I needed. And that happened within my first year. So let's see. Lamar Winfrey says, our office was 2 minutes away from our old house. Now it's like 25 minutes, but the office in my new area, I like the office in my new area much higher in cost, so we are going to just have a 25-minute drive. Yep, sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes you just got to take that commute. All right, so we got to get out of here, speed run through these. Manu says, how many employees do you have, and how many accounts are you actively working on? More accounts. We're always trying to get more accounts. Like, for smaller jobs, they end and start too frequently for me to kind of keep track of on the daily. I can look at the numbers and kind of tell you what's going on. But yeah, we're always looking for more accounts. We're always taking on new business. We're always interviewing and interviewing clients and employees, bringing people on. People are it's a high turnover industry, so people quit every day, people get hired every day. So I never know exactly, but yeah, it's a constant thing. It's something that's always happening. Let's see. Thank you for responding to my question. Of course, that's what I do. Do you recommend using or running Facebook ads? Yes, if you are good at marketing, then I definitely suggest running Facebook ads. Facebook ads is definitely something that does work. If you know what you're doing, I don't recommend anyone just throw money at something that they don't know what they're doing. So if you have studied Facebook ads, you know how to write copy, you know how to capitalize on marketing or whatever trends that are going on in Facebook. If you know how to set up those accounts, um, more than just relying on their AI. And if you understand what their platform is trying to do, then yes, yeah, go ahead and you spend some money on Facebook ads. All right, looks like Gen X just kind of clarifying what I was talking about on the Google verification in your service area. Uh, I would say, what was your biggest takeaway from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad? That was actually like the first business book I was ever given by my brother. Shout out to Ashton. I actually have his book in the description, the link to his book in the description of this video. Always something heartfelt. But yeah, that was the first book that was given to me that was about business or about personal finance at all. So I'm forever grateful to my brother for showing it to me and bringing it up to me and kind of open my eyes to. I don't have like a major takeaway from the book. It, I guess, what everyone kind of took away from it was thinking of money a little bit differently, thinking of assets a little bit differently. There was a difference between buying liability and purchasing assets. I guess that's the biggest takeaway is differentiating what a liability and an asset truly was, and and being strict on that definition within my own life and trying to only purchase or create assets, things that make me money. And it just allowed me to look at money a little bit differently. And so once I started to see ways to actually acquire assets and to build assets, it changed the way I thought about the world and much less and even more so money. But super glad we had a dope turnout for today's live. I hope everyone got some value. For whatever reason, I can't even get into my media as in my commercials and whatnot. So y'all get off scot free with that today. Let me see something real quick. Nope. So yeah, y'all get off scot free with no advertisements. But I will go over a couple of the things that I do have. One being my proposal template. So if you don't have a way to present your business to your potential clients, or you're giving them the same estimate sheet that everyone else is giving them with the logo at the top and just these itemized little lists of we clean this and blah blah blah. Stop doing that. You look like everybody else, and it's probably why you're not doing that great. Go download the free proposal template and the link in the description and customize it. Put your pictures in where my pictures are, change it to your colors, and you will have a much better success rate when you go to present your proposals to your potential clients. You've heard of the term pitch deck or the presentation. It's more in that style, and it's going to help you put a little bit more effort, especially for the clients that you really want. You got a big client coming up. You got something that you actually want to really close. You really want to make a good impression. This is how you do it. So download the proposal template in the link in the description. It is absolutely free. That is my gift to you because I love you guys. So make sure you guys go and download that and use it. You just type in your email and you download. It's an instant download, and you also get a copy sent to your email address, a link sent to your email address. Also, way to automate sales. So if you want to learn how I go about automating a sales process, basic sales process, cold outreach, I have a template for that as well. So that one is paid. The link is also in the description, the automated sales template. Go ahead and check that out. But yeah, man, go check that out so you can start automating some sales in your business. So a couple more questions popped in. We'll try to get these. Someone says, Octavia Waller asks, how do you go about getting small commercial cleaning contracts? Same way you go about getting big ones. It's all like it's sales and outreach. Sales and outreach. Either you either you pop up when they're searching for you, or you reach out to them and you convince them to do business with you. There's no there's no magic button to push and make clients start raining out of the sky. This is work. It's a job. You sell, you market. Let's see, what are some of your favorite struggles to growing the business? What are some things that maybe had you stressed? I guess just the initial realization that you're always going to be learning. So that's why I preach that all the time. It's a continuous learning journey. Perseverance. That's it right there. It's like you're going to be learning. There's always going to be something that you don't know, and you can't afford to pay the person who really knows. And that's often dangerous anyway, because then you get to be taken advantage of. So there's no skipping the learning process. And so initially I was stressed that, dang, there's so much to learn. There's so much but it's so worth it. It is absolutely worth it. If you just had to, if I told you had to just stay in school and that all your financial worries would be taken care of, you would just stay in school. And so it's the same way with this business. Just keep learning. Just stay in it for the long haul. Stay willing to learn. Stay humble and stay looking for the information. Stay willing to improve and get better. Be willing to go and try things and fail and learn from those mistakes and make those adjustments. Then you're gonna be good, man. You're gonna have success. But stay in it. Keep working hard. Don't look for the easy way in. If you run from the work, you might as well hide from the money. So stay in it. Stay doing hard things. Do the research. Look for the real answers and make your own business. Don't try to be a copycat business. There's no way around doing real business, and that's asking people for money for your services. That's it. It's as fancy as anyone tries to put it. All these course creators and template makers and all of that stuff, like all that stuff is all flashy BS to cover up the fact that you have to talk to people. You have to convince them to do business with you. That is your job, is to convince people to do business with you. That's it. But I love y'all. Hope y'all got a lot of value out of this. I will catch y'all next time. I will see you in the next location as we say goodbye to this one. Appreciate y'all and all of the support y'all have given me here. I love y'all. Keep that boss mentality. Peace.